yogis, we're back for another Vinyasa flow. Today's class is going to be a focus on the first chakra. That's also called the Root Chakra, or in Sanskrit, the Muladhara Chakra. So make sure you've got your props, maybe a strap, a block. I'm sitting on a bolster for today, and get yourself comfortable. So as you're seated here, we're just gonna kind of sit up nice and tall. Hands can be on your knees or in your lap. I'm going to start with a little bit of an introduction to the Muladhara Chakra. Our first chakra is at the base of our spines, near the tailbone. And that's where we get the term Mula Bandha, or holding in or locking in energy from deep down within inside, kind of pulling up and in from the perineum. And that's a way to kind of create stability. The Muladhara, or first chakra, is it's denoted by the color red. That's the vibrational frequency that cells in this area vibrate at. So in other words, on the electromagnetic spectrum, the color red kind of is a big, slow kind of amplitude of a wave, and we see it through our eyes as the color of red. It's of a certain speed, the actual wavelength. Same is true of the Muladhara Chakra. This chakra is also governed by the adrenal glands. Each chakra has a different gland or endocrine gland that is affected. So in this case, it's the adrenals. Our adrenal glands are behind our kidneys, at the base of our kidneys, and they secrete cortisol, which is sort of like a fight or flight sort of a response for the body. The Muladhara Chakra is about being stable, grounded, safe. So this chakra is about having your basic needs met, meaning food, shelter, safety, security. And this practice today will be focusing on some poses that help us to feel grounded, safe, and secure. So I will be pointing out some of those poses as we're in them today, and just kind of be aware of how safe or grounded or stable you feel in some of these poses. All right, so as we're seated, go ahead and start to breathe in and out through the nose, closing your mouth. The first thing we're going to do to kind of help create this feeling of safety or security is slightly drawing in Mula Bandha. So sort of a slight muscle engagement from low down, way low down, kind of by the tailbone. But make sure you're not drawing in so much that it's hard to let the belly expand in and out with each breath, okay? Try to slow down your exhales to create this kind of feeling of relaxation and release. If it helps, slightly tilting the chin down and taking your gaze towards the floor, or even closing your eyes will help. And kind of turn your focus inward towards your breath. And feel your seat grounded into the mat. Notice how you feel very kind of comfortable and stable here. All right, from your next inhale, raise up the left arm, palms towards your head. Exhale, lean to the right. Continuing to breathe in and out. On your next inhale, rise up. Release the arm down. Draw the right arm up as you take a big inhale. Exhale, lean over to your left. return back to center, roll the shoulders back just a couple times, and then roll your shoulders forward. From here, just a little bit of twisting left and right, gentle, easy. And then on your next exhale, you'll twist and stay in this turn to the right. Let your gaze start to now move off in the direction of the right shoulder. Spine is still tall and lifted. Shoulders are drawn down. And now release, coming back to center. Maybe a little bit of movement back and forth as you continue with the breath. And then on your next exhale, you're twisting off to your left. And make your way back to center. Release your legs out in front of you, shake them out a little bit. You can still stay on a bolster or a block, or if you'd like, you can go to a seat on your mat. We're going to move into our first pose that's kind of emphasizing the Muladhara Chakra. So I'm going to turn sideways so you can see this is Dandasana or staff pose. We're creating this hinge of 90 degrees, so we don't want to be kind of laying back with the torso or rounded. We don't want to be too far forward. We want to be real straight and tall with the spine. Shoulders are drawn down and back. Your feet are flexed. Legs are closer together, and you're engaging the muscles all along the tops of the legs. Your hands will be right at the mat, fingertips facing in the direction of the feet, releasing your hands just outside of your hips, and they're coming down from the shoulders. Sit up tall. Once again, engage Mula Bandha. You're pushing into the earth with the hands to help feel more grounded. You're pushing into the earth with the bottoms of the legs, and you're staying tall and lifted with the spine. Your gaze is going forward as you breathe in and out. And keep returning your focus to the legs, the belly, the openness of the chest, and the push down of energy from the shoulders down into the hands. Staying firm. You may start to sweat a little bit or even shake as you hold this pose. It's an isometric pose. We're not moving, yet it can be very energizing. At the same time, it's a pose where you feel grounded and secure. You're not too worried about losing your balance in any way. Relax and release, shake everything out. And from here, we're going to do a little bit of stretching for the backs of the legs. If you'd like, feel free to use your strap. You also don't have to. I'd like for you to start by keeping a straight right leg. You'll bend your left knee. The left foot will go inside of the right thigh, or if that's too deep, you can take the left foot to the inside of the right calf. Once again, you're sitting up tall. You're flexing the right toes. If you want, you can put your strap behind the foot. Lift up tall, and if you don't want to use a strap or don't have one, the hands can always go behind the back. I want you to think about hinging right from the hip crease, keeping the chest open. Your gaze is extending forward, out beyond those right toes as you exhale and release forward and down. Try not to fold and round in. We want to keep the spine a little bit straighter, so we're emphasizing the stretch in the hamstrings. Check in with your breath. This is a good time to really kind of move into a slow, comfortable rhythm with the breath. If it feels good to you and you now want to kind of round down and in, you can. And this will add more stretch into the back. Slowly rise up. Take your strap off, extend the left leg out and shake. When you're ready, let's go to the other side. You'll bend your right knee. The foot will come into either the inside of the left thigh or the left calf. Sit up tall, open your chest. Hinge from the hip crease. You're extending forward with an open heart, leading with your heart. You can also use your strap. And if you're using your strap, once again, thinking of hinging forward, keeping the chest open, the shoulders are drawn down and back. You're going for a straighter spine at this point. Softening the face, letting the breath continue to move. Feeling a little bit of release in the hamstrings, back of the thigh. You can either stay here, or if it feels good to you and you want to add some back stretch, you can fold down and in. And release back up. You can set your strap aside and shake everything out again. From here, we'll be moving into a table pose. Hands are beneath the shoulders, knees are beneath the hips. Release the elbows back a little bit. Relax the belly, let it hang down. The tailbone will start to curl up. Draw the shoulders back. As you take a nice big inhale through the nose, you're extending forward and then up, opening the chest, gaze goes up, tailbone goes up even higher. Then you'll exhale, round, pull up and in with the belly, chin moves towards your chest. Inhale, once again, this is your cow. Exhale, moving into your cat. One more time, inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Make your way back to your table. Hands are spread out on the mat and they're flat. Extend your legs straight back so you're in a plank. Get comfortable in your plank. Shoulders should be above your wrists. You're on your toes and the balls of your feet. From here, push back into a down dog and pedal your feet. As the body opens up a little bit more, maybe you can push back with the hands and slowly take the tailbone higher. Maybe you'll be able to open the chest a little bit more and possibly flatten your back. When you're ready, start to settle the heels down into the mat a little bit more. If you need to, bending the knees is just fine to make the pose more comfortable. Draw in another breath through the nose. Open your mouth, exhale out. One more time, inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale out. At the end of your exhale, walk your feet forward to Uttanasana, forward fold. Bending the knees is just fine. Once again, you're trying to relax and release the head down. Let it hang, and the top of your head should be pointed in the direction of your mat. Try to shift a little bit more of your body weight forward to the front of your feet. Try, once again, initiate Mula Bandha, pulling in from low towards the tailbone. If it feels good here, you can do some slow, small head circles in both directions.
or you may choose to do some head nods up and down and side to side. Uttanasana is also a first chakra pose. We're grounded, our feet are on the mat, our hands are on the mat or on a block, or you're grabbing your elbows. The head is down, is creating this kind of anti-anxiety or relaxation response for the body. And you're just breathing. Keeping your body weight in the front of your feet, heels are light, fingertips are either on the floor or the shins. You're moving into Ardha Uttanasana, half forward fold. Lengthening the spine, the neck, and the head forward. Your gaze is at the mat, slightly in front of the feet to help find length for the back of the neck. From here, put a lot of bend in your knees and slowly start to rise up to a standing position. All right, the feet are about hip distance apart. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, draw them in at your heart. Once again, inhale up. Exhale in. We're going to start by standing in Tadasana. Arms are at your sides. Fingertips are reaching down. Belly is slightly engaged. Your body weight is equalized in the bottoms of your feet. So you're not leaning too far forward or too much weight throwing back into the heels. Kind of stabilize front to back, and then feel the insides versus the outside edges of your feet. Try and stabilize there. Slight belly engagement. Chin is level. So this is Tadasana, also called mountain pose. This pose is, once again, a root chakra pose. We're strong, we're stable, and grounded. From here, inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. From your forward fold, inhale, halfway up, half forward fold. Exhale down, step back into your plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Belly comes to the mat. Elbows are drawn in at your sides. Move my block. Inhale to a cobra. Reaching back with the toes, finding length for the lower back. Exhale, release down. Once again, inhale, cobra, or if you'd like, you can go deeper, maybe moving into seal pose, thighs are on the mat, or deeper by lifting the thighs off the mat into upward facing dog. Hands are coming beneath the shoulders are pulled away from the neck, and the chest is open. Curl under your toes and push back into down dog, whichever position you were in. Maybe pedal the feet again a few times. Settle the heels down, draw in another breath. Rise into the toes, bend the knees. Exhale, lightly hop or walk your feet to Uttanasana. Weight stays in the front of your feet. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. I have to move my mat back because my head is going into the window. All right, from Ardha Uttanasana, exhale, fold down. Inhale, rise and reach up. Exhale, namaste. All right, inhale again from your Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold down. Inhale, half forward fold. Crown of the head is going forward. Exhale down, step back into your plank as you inhale, and then exhale into your chaturanga. You choose for yourself if you want to do upward facing dog, cobra, seal. If you have an issue, maybe you're skipping this. Exhale, down dog. Inhale your right leg up. Exhale, pull it through to the top of your mat. Release the left knee down. Inhale. Anjaneyasana. Releasing, relaxing this left hip flexor forward and down. Opening up for the front of the shoulders and the chest, and breathing. Release the hands down. And from here, step back into your plank. And once again, your chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, the left leg up. Exhale, draw it through to the top of your mat. Right knee goes down, point the right toes. Inhale, back, Anjaneyasana. Gaze can go upwards, or if you need to, gaze can be directed forward. Keep your breath moving. Hands come back down to the mat. Step back into your plank, inhaling. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra up dog, your choice. Exhale, down dog. All right, taking another breath, rise into the toes, bend the knees. Exhale, lightly hop or walk to your Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, rise, reach up. Exhale, namaste. All right, we're going to add on here and let's begin. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, down. Inhale to your plank. You can always do a jump back to chaturanga if you'd like. Exhaling down. Inhaling to your upward position. Exhaling, down dog. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale once again. Step it through to the top of your mat. You're in a runner's lunge. Take a moment to draw the right hip back. Square up the hips. Extend the left leg back straight. Open your chest. Arms are reaching forward. Your gaze will go at the mat, kind of right in front of those toes. Feel grounded and secure all around the lower half of the body. Take your arms out to the sides in airplane. And then slowly back, opening the chest more, flattening the back. If you want, hands can come together behind your back or be at your sides. Really rooting into the earth with the legs. And then releasing your hands down, stepping back into your plank. And once again, as you're ready to exhale, chaturanga. Chin stays neutral in your chaturanga. Then when you're ready, you're moving into your down dog with an exhale. Inhale your left leg up. Exhale, extend it through to the top of your mat. You're staying in your runner's lunge. Take a moment. Slightly draw the left hip back. Extend that right leg back strong and straight. Feel balanced, secure. Then raise the arms up. Gaze is going at the mat in front of you. And breathe. Take your arms out to the sides in airplane. Notice if you feel a difference in your stability as you move the arms. Arms come back, either at the hips or drawn together behind your back. This is an opportunity to find more openness in the front of the chest. Release your hands down. Move back into your plank. Inhaling, getting into a strong, stable plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, up dog, or seal. Exhale, down dog. Let the breath keep moving. On your next exhale, you'll either walk or hop the feet back to Uttanasana. Feel light in the heels, a little bit more weight in the front of the feet as you inhale and rise up to Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, release down. Inhale, rise and reach up. Exhale, namaste. So this next sequence or series, we're going to add a couple more poses on. This is where you might like to have your block. So make sure it's nearby towards the top of your mat. And let's begin. Start in your Tadasana, strong and stable. Inhale the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold down, drawing Mula Bandha in. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale down, step back into plank with an inhale. Then on your next exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale. And then exhale, releasing back. Inhale, the right leg up. Exhale, bring it to the top of your mat. From here, both toes are staying forward, squaring off the hips again. Inhale to a crescent pose. Find your stability. And breathe. See if you can square the hips off so you're drawing this left hip forward a little bit. Belly's engaged. And from our crescent pose, let's now transition into Warrior Two, sinking into the front knee. The left toes are going slightly forward, keeping that right knee in line with your second and third toes. Arms are at the same level. If you have an injury, a hand can always go to the waist. Release the shoulders away from your neck. Open the chest. Then let your gaze extend forward out beyond your right fingertips. Breathing. From here, straighten your right leg. Try not to hyperextend or lock out that right knee, slight microbend. Extend forward with the right arm. Let that right hand come to the shin, the ankle, or to your block, either the outside or the inside of that foot, and take the left arm up. You're trying to create some air space between the right arm and the right foot, making kind of a triangle position. The arms are stacked, so the left arm and left shoulder are directly above the right arm and right shoulder. If you can, gaze goes up to the left arm. If this is too deep, let your gaze continue out to the side. Slowly rise up, hands come to your waist. Turn your feet using the length of your mat. We're going to move into Prasarita Padottanasana, a wide-legged forward fold. So I'm, once again, kind of equalizing the weight in my feet, taking my legs as far apart as is comfortable so it's not aggravating the insides of the thighs or the knees in any way. This is a root chakra pose. We're pushing and grounding into the earth as we extend forward, hinging from the hips, and release down. Your hands may come to the floor. If that is a little too deep for you, your hands can always rest on your block. For some of you who can take a little bit of a wider stance and forward fold, you may be able to rest the top of your head onto your block. For some of you who can go even deeper, you may be able to rest the top of your head on the mat. It's a light touch. So light that you can hold the pose and don't even have to use your arms. So we're rooting into the earth with this pose, finding our stability and breathing. From here, lift the head up. Turn to your left, moving into a runner's lunge. Step that left leg back. Moving into your plank. On your next exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to cobra up dog. Or skipping that and directly going into a down dog with an exhale. From here, inhale your left leg up. Exhale, feed it through to the top of your mat. Squaring off your hips, both toes are aiming forward. Inhale, crescent pose. Finding your stability, sinking into the left knee. Drawing the arms back, squaring off the hips, so you're maybe drawing that right hip forward a little more. Breathing. And now transitioning into your warrior two. Once again, the right heel goes down. The right toes are slightly forward. That left knee, the middle of the kneecap is in line with the second and third toes. Your arms are at the same level, releasing the shoulders down and back. Belly's engaged. And then as you're breathing, letting your gaze softly extend out beyond the left fingers. Start to lengthen the legs, but try not to hyperextend that knee. Angle the right hip up. Extend forward till you can't reach forward anymore. Then let that left hand go to the shin, the ankle, or the block. Right arm goes up. You're opening up the front of your body to the side of your room. Gaze is either going straight forward, or if you can take it up towards the sky. Gently rise up. Hands go to your waist. Use the length of your mat. Turning your feet to the side of the room. Taking the legs apart as far as is comfortable for you. Transferring more weight into the front of your feet. Exhale, slowly extend forward and down. From here, going to whatever level best suits your body. If you can, maybe you're resting your hands behind your back or reaching your hands up towards the sky, releasing the shoulders away from your neck. Gently take the arms back down. Turn to your right. Right foot is forward. Step that right leg back. Get into your plank with an inhale, then exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra up dog, maybe seal. Exhale, down dog. From here, draw in another breath, rise into the toes, bend the knees. Exhale, lightly hop or walk to your Uttanasana. Shifting the weight forward, keeping it there. Ardha Uttanasana with an inhale, opening the chest, flattening the back. Exhale, down. Inhale, rise, reach up.
exhale, namaste. All right, from here we're going to move into another root chakra or Muladhara Chakra pose. It's going to be tree pose. Think of a tree. It's grounded. Even with wind, it kind of flows with the wind. Its base is grounded and secure. Its roots go deep into the earth. So think of your feet as your base, your place to root in. We're going to start with our right leg. What I'd like for you to do is take and step onto your right heel. Roll to the ball of your foot and spread your toes, keeping them lifted. Then gently release those toes into the mat, finding a real big surface area with the bottom of your right foot. The left foot, the heel, can go to either the ankle, the inside of that right ankle, and the left knee is open out to the side, or you can float the foot, taking it to the inside of the calf, or higher to the inside of the thigh. Try and release both hips so they're at the same level, so the waist on each side is also at the same level. Knee is open, belly once again slightly engaged. Hands come together at your heart. Tall, lifted, straight spine, you're rooting into the earth. Breathing. Let's go ahead and grow our tree, reaching up to the sky with the arms. Changing our position a little bit, but still working on being rooted into the earth. Release your arms out to the sides. Sometimes this can help with your stability. And then gently let the arms go down and release the leg. Shake it out. And let's go to the other side. How'd you do? Let's see how this next side compares to what you just did. Start by taking the left heel into the mat, roll to the ball of the foot, spread the toes, release fully into that left leg. Engage the belly, helps to kind of stabilize all along the left side of the belly as we draw our bottom in, firms up the muscles, and either your right foot can be on the mat, heel is on the inside of the ankle, or the foot's against the inside of the calf, or the foot's against the inside of the thigh. Try and square off both hips. Knee is opened out to your right. Hands come together at your heart as you're breathing. The face be calm and quiet. The breath steadily moves in and out. From here, let's grow our tree. If you find you lose your balance as we move the arms, practice moving the arms a little more slowly. Check in with the belly. Is it still engaged? It will help with your balance. Slowly take your arms out to the sides. Know too that if these poses are ever feeling rather easy and you want more of a challenge, you can do this tree pose, taking the chin and the gaze up to the sky. This adds another element of difficulty to the pose. Release your arms down, and now release the leg. Shake everything out. All right, another pose. This is a first and a second chakra pose. You may want your block. We're going to move into Muladhara, also called garland or wreath pose. So I'm going to show it to you from the side and from the front so you can kind of see how we're setting up. You may want to kind of spread your feet about hip distance apart if you need to, maybe a little wider. Your toes can go forward, or you can kind of ankle the toes out to the sides. your hands are together at your heart. You're going to bend your knees and release down. Elbows go to the insides of your knees. And if you can see my heels are on the ground. Open the chest and breathe. For some of you, that may be hard to do, to get the heels to the ground. So I'm going to go sideways to show you. An option is you can place your block behind you, release down, and set your bottom on the block to really focus on getting this flat, straight back. Another thing you can do, if you don't really feel like you need the block, but you can't get your heels all the way down, maybe you're just floating your heels off the ground just a little bit. But try not to fold forward and down. We want our gaze or our drishti to be going forward. So no, that's an option for you too. We're rooting into the earth once again. From here, release your hands down, come onto the mat. Once again, another root chakra pose. We're going to move into Navasana, or boat pose. We'll start with half boat and then move to full boat. All right, so this is a great core strengthener too. I like to start with my hands underneath my thighs. My knees are bent. My knees are about hip distance apart. And I just lean back till my arms are straight. Try not to round the back. Once again, focus is on the heart and the chest, an open chest, and shoulders are drawn down and back. We're going for a flatter, straighter spine. Once again, engage Mula Bandha, and then even up higher around our belly button, that's Uddiyana Bandha. Float your feet so they're about knee level, and then if you can go deeper, release your hands, palms are up, keep the chest open, and breathe. If this bothers your back, maybe you're just releasing the hands back a little bit, softly touching the mat, but still trying to keep the chest open and in this kind of a V position. When you start to lose your posture, go ahead, release forward and stretch out. Sometimes it feels good to grab your feet and just kind of pedal the feet with your hands. It kind of creates a little bit more pull or stretch for the back. All right, here we go. Full Navasana, boat pose. This one takes a lot more energy. Hands behind the thighs again. Go ahead and initiate that pulling in of Mula Bandha, reaching the core back, shoulders back, chest opens. Float your feet. Float the hands. And then if you can, point your feet up towards the sky, lengthening the arms, creating a big V with the body. You can do different variations. This is much harder. This is a little bit easier. If you want, you can even grab the toes with your hands, pulling the shoulders down, and moving into this version. There's lots of different versions of Navasana or boat pose. When you've had enough and the back says no more, or the belly, release, come forward, and stretch out. All right. Let's go ahead. We're going to kind of move in the other direction. Go ahead and lay down on your back. Knees are still bent. Grab your block too. So take your block, place it between your knees. This is so we're going to activate the muscles in the inner thighs and sort of the hamstrings that are kind of more towards the inside of our leg rather than the outside of our thighs. Okay, so once again, draw the belly in. Feel your low back start to flatten into the mat a little bit more. Reach the hands forward. So you're pulling the shoulders away from your neck. Push into the earth, root into the earth with the feet. Keeping the belly engaged, you're rising up to an easy bridge.
Gaze is going up to the sky. If it feels okay, maybe you're rising up a little higher, keeping the block between your knees here. Slowly lower back down. If you want, you can keep your block here or remove it. Let the knees kind of move side to side a little. We're going to rise up again and go even deeper into another bridge. Once again, feet are about hip distance apart. That block is between your knees, or if you don't want it there, I want you to imagine it's there. Hands are reaching towards the feet. Draw the belly in. Lift up. And you're in your bridge once again, keeping the belly engaged while you're in this pose. Try not to let the knees open to the sides. Keep the knees pointed forward. Now, if you can go deeper, rise up higher. Roll the backs of your shoulders down into the mat. You should feel the shoulder blades come closer together. And if you can, clasp your hands underneath you. Knees are still going forward, belly's engaged. See if you can rise up higher. So there's airspace between your bottom and your hands. And then you're breathing. Gaze is going, once again, up to the sky. Gently release your hands. Slowly lower back down. And let the back of the body soften. If it feels good, you can sway the knees side to side. All right, from here, lift the feet up. Cross that right knee over the top of the left knee. Draw in a breath, and when you're ready, exhale, roll to your left side. As you get there and the knees release, you're opening up your right arm at shoulder level, palm is turned up to the sky, and turning your head to the right. Make any modifications to this pose that you need so it can be more comfortable for any part of your spine. Focus in on your belly. Try to take fuller belly breaths in and out, even though you're slightly constrained around the midsection. Take your gaze back, slowly roll onto your spine, uncross your legs, let the body adjust, returning to neutral between the left and the right sides of the back. If it feels good, you can sway the knees left and right. And then lift the feet up, cross the left knee over the top of the right. You're drawing in a breath. And then as you get towards the end of your next exhale, you're rolling over to your right side, then opening up your left arm and turning your head to the left. And I'm just going to show you with my bolster, if you need it. You can always place a bolster or a block underneath the knee to give you a little bit more support. It takes a little bit of a twist out of the back, so if you have any lower back issues, this might be a nice kind of modification. Once again, you can even place your block. You raise your block up to whatever level you need as you're in this pose.
slowly bring your gaze back to center. Make your way onto your back. Take a moment, sway the legs side to side, or if it feels good, hug the knees into your chest and rock side to side. From here, draw the thighs out to the edges of your ribs. Open the feet up so the heels are pointed to the ceiling. The whole bottom of your foot is in the same direction as the ceiling. You're going to reach up and grab the outside edges of your feet or the ankles and pull down into a happy baby. Try not to let the heels go towards the bottom. If you need to, you can always use your strap, or if it's too deep of a bend or too tight for the hips, maybe just a milder bend in the knee, and once again, you're grabbing the outsides of the thighs. You're pulling down to whatever degree you can go. If it feels good to you, you can massage the lower back and the kidneys by rocking side to side. If that tends to aggravate your back in any way, I would suggest staying still, just laying on your back. Right. Let the feet and the hands release. Draw the knees in. Feet go back onto the mat. Extend your legs straight out in front of you, reaching and pointing with the toes, reaching your arms up above and behind you, putting a little bit of arch back into the spine. Breathing in, maybe firming up the body a little bit more. And then as you exhale, releasing and letting go, drawing the arms down at your sides. Legs come apart. Your toes may turn outward. Your palms are up. Your hands can also rest on your stomach if you prefer that. Make sure the shoulders are drawn down and away from the neck. Make sure the lower back has the right amount of arch or length to feel comfortable. We're moving into Shavasana. If you want, I want you to feel free to place a prop underneath the knees, underneath the head or the neck. Bolster under the knees always feels really good. And you'll just close the eyes, start to breathe once again in a relaxed, easy, peaceful manner. And of course, Shavasana or corpse pose is a first chakra pose. We are being fully supported by the earth. We're releasing, we're relaxing, feeling comfortable and secure as we lay in this pose. Notice if you have tension anywhere in the body, starting up maybe at the head, moving into the forehead, and use your exhales to release and let go. Soften around the eyes, the mouth, release down the neck, up to the shoulders, and then down the length of the arms, out through your fingertips. Continue to release down the chest to the belly, from the upper back to the lower back, down the hips, out through the legs and the toes. Feeling the back of your body supported and stable as you continue to move into a deeper, more peaceful state of relaxation. The breath is slowed down even more. The thoughts of the mind also continue to slow down. begin to notice your surroundings, your body, and your breath. From here, roll to your right side, staying in a fetal position and deepening the breath a little more. Now go ahead, rise up into a comfortable forward seated position, drawing your hands together at your heart, chin towards your chest and eyes closed. Today's quote comes from Marianne Williamson. The ego says, "Once everything falls into place, I will find peace." The spirit or the soul says, "Find peace and everything will fall into place." Thank you for sharing this first chakra practice today. Be well, and as always, the divine in me bows to the divine in you. Namaste. All right. There we have it, another yoga practice. I hope you have a great week, and as always, I will see you next time. Take care.